How about you, everybody? Welcome to the shop. It's been a long time since my last video. We've been moving around, got a new job, got a new house, had another kid, but more importantly, got a new workshop. One toy I haven't been able to get yet is a new planer. Well, I have plenty of projects that could really use a new planer, so we're going to have to find something to get by until then. Now, most of my projects have been pretty small, so I've been able to get by just facing with a little 1/4-inch flat end mill. But I wanted to get something a little bit more efficient. So instead of biting the bullet and just going ahead and buying a planer, I just went the cheap route, spent $35 on this little 1-inch face cutter. Now this is made by Whiteside and it's got 3 carbide teeth, and it says it's for spoil board surfacing, but we're just going to use it as a general facing tool. You would think they would come up with a better way to keep these things from breaking in the package. As much as I complain about it, it is super satisfying to take the wax off of a new tool. Although this isn't as efficient as a planer, I definitely can hog out more material faster than I could with a 1/4-inch cutter. I pulled this out of the scrap bucket. It was supposed to be a set of 1911 grips. We're going to give it some new life in another project I'm working on. Now, another thing I'm going to be testing out are these 3D printed clamps that I had a friend of mine make. Now, I could have spent, what are they, like 20 bucks online for a set of these, but when you have access to a 3D printer, why spend the money? Alright, we're about ready to go. We're going to start out with a 600 thou step over with a 30 thou depth of cut. Kind of take it slow, and if everything runs well, we're going to speed it up. Alright, not too bad. I do see a few scallops, but you know, that's to be expected when you're doing an overlapping step over. But that's nothing a little sanding won't take out. Let's move on to the next tool. Okay, you may notice it was kind of burred up on that first pass. I think that's a downcut end mill. I didn't really check. I just threw one in there and hit the go button, but I ran a spring pass to knock all that excess rolled up material, but it's nothing that won't sand out. Let's move on to the finish pass. Alright, that was fun. It was nice to knock the cobwebs off. These are the first chips in the new shop, so I was really looking forward to this one. This little fellow worked as advertised. All you gotta do is spin it and it'll make stuff flat. Unlike this. Granted, I don't recommend roughing with dull downcut end mills. It'll kick up a really nasty burr, but a little spring pass knocked it right out. Another thing I learned was that these worked pretty good. I'm going to have to go back to the drawing board. They got some flex, but I'm going to beef these up a little bit. Maybe add some serration so I can use them as a stop and not just a clamp. In fact, I think the versions you can buy online are actually already serrated, and they may have a little set screw or something where you can actually clamp on it from the side. But for homemade clamps, these work pretty good. The important thing I forgot to do was verify that my CAD models are actually accurate. The model I found online for an Xbox controller looked pretty good, but I never verified that it was actually to scale because this dude does not fit. So I'm going to take this to work and use our handy dandy 3D scanner and actually make a 2-scale form-fitting mold of this thing before we try again. Another thing to pay attention to is make sure that you set your boundaries correctly. I think I had this set to tool center on boundary instead of inside, so I left a lip all the way around. But since this is scrap anyway, who cares? So if you need a planer but only have a CNC router and $35, give one of these a try. They work pretty good. All right, I'll see you all in the next one.